And now it's time for the open discussion. I'd like to invite my colleague Ljubisa Bojic. He will be moderating this session, and Ljubisa is the person who initiated Emerge and is making it happen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you're all, yeah. So, thanks a lot. First of all, I would like to thank our speakers for coming from all around the world to introduce their ideas and to join the discussion relating the future of AI and AGI. The thing that is missing around the world at different forums and discussions on these topics is multidisciplinarity and also inclusiveness. So what the UK forum doesn't have, what many important conferences don't have, is actually introducing young people, not with degrees, introducing people from all spheres of life into this discussion. The discussion about our joint future must be very inclusive. We all have to have a say, not only experts. Also, it's important to pay attention to the environment. We live within the environment, we are causing lots of harm to our future and to the future of adult species within our globe, the Earth, and this is another aspect. So we should live in a harmony and strive to achieve that through our future, and we should discuss about everything. So many things come outside the frame, outside the discussion, and it's very important to know, to ask very fundamental questions and not to only look at the corporate sector. So without further ado, I would like you to join the discussion, and I would like you to tell us what you think, and also to ask questions for speakers which are here as well. So, anyone?
Maybe we can start with the questions you had last for... Yeah.
Well, actually, now I would like to use the opportunity to ask Dina, because she's the youngest one.
Yes, Dina, please, can you join me on the stage?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we can learn a lot from young people, and she's the only one in this room that has insight into today's schools and how AI is being treated or implemented by teachers. How do you have debates about it? Do you discuss it among your peers? Yeah, I think it's a very, very important topic, and all of us have been in school probably 20, 30, some even more years ago. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity to give us a little glimpse into your everyday life today in 2023 as a 16-year-old. Thank you.
Well, yes, it's part of our everyday life and schooling, not in the sense that school implements any discussions about AI at all. It's all on voluntary basis. Maybe a teacher, like, I don't know, forbids us especially not to use ChatGPT and stuff like that. but generally it's not discussed very much. But the students use various programs, especially ChatGPT, in like helping them, you know, of course, cheat on tests and essays, but also in getting ideas for writing some essays that and getting outlaying them like a better methodology of the way they are that it's supposed to be written and stuff, because that type of thing sadly is not very well taught in schools, the methodology of writing essays and stuff. And so many students use ChatGPT to help them like outline their work, for example. So that's it. Other artificial intelligence are not as used.
So you think it can be useful as well? You think it fills the gap which you know, teachers really don't teach you those stuff?
Well, yeah, I think sometimes it can definitely be very useful to get an additional help during everyday tasks.
So would you judge it positive or something in between, or negative, or would you have your personal judgment on this?
Well, I think it depends on the person using it, the reason for using it, and whether they over-rely on it because of the hallucinations and everything. And sometimes it really can't hurt sometimes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Anyone else, please? Tell us something. Express your thoughts. What's your opinion? Would you see AI as religion? Do you see this coming? What is your take on this? Do you think it's very dangerous? It will destroy humanity, or we should look at it more from scientific aspect? So anyone, please. Okay, Kevin and also Bojana. Maybe Bojana can join us first. Yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, I have a question for you or anyone else. Like two things came to my mind when I was listening to what you were saying. So the first one is actually like this, what I was also trying to address in this short intervention that we had on the stage, was like actually about this binarity, good, bad, positive, negative, all these things. Like, is it actually a mainstream narrative in all these forums that you mentioned, that you visited or someone else here? Because in policy and this kind of a platform regulation, platform diplomacy, we kind of move beyond this positive, negative binary. That's one thing. And a second thing that kind of kept causing a kind of cognitive shum, cognitive disorder, was this about these hallucinations of AI. I think we are kind of attributing a lot of human characteristics in a way to the AI. Do you find it like a problematic? And what would be, if it is a hallucination, what would be the technical term to explain this hallucination? Aren't there errors, mistakes, shortcomings, pitfalls? Like, don't we have another set of non-hype words to explain how the AI actually is failing us in a way, or will fail us in the future? So, like, these are my questions, not that I have any answer to this.
Yes, I have participated in many forums, I would say, around Europe, actually, from the beginning of this year, discussing basically the same thing. And what I spotted as pitfall there, I would say, is that they usually invite these older AI experts that have been doing or researching this field. And what I introduced at the beginning of this session is that it really what misses is that we should all speak about this. This is very important. And your question was referring more on good, and that is another problem. So we take AI for granted, and it would be better to have discussion. For example, do we really want to have AGI and one algorithm applied to many different roles, applications, doing many stuff around society? that is what we are heading towards with ChatGPT, as you have options such as apps that developers can integrate ChatGPT into their products. And one day we will wake up and we will have ChatGPT integrated into everything. And for me, that is AGI. AGI doesn't have to be super intelligent, but actually what it's important that it's very influential, like recommender systems. In that sense, I would say that it is important that these algorithms that we should question whether we should do it or shouldn't do it. This is nobody debates that. So we all take AI for granted. We want to do it. It is a modern thing. There is nothing negative about it. It's not about that. It is about whether one algorithm should have all the power or should be the most powerful in the world, and whether one big tech company should be the most powerful in the world. So that is the question about politics, actually, that we're facing. AI is one of the biggest and the most important politics. As you see, people are actually destroying the world with climate crisis and things like that. So we are close to bringing ourselves to the similar situation, at least in my view, because we see AGI as something that is a must. And I know many people are working on safety issues, but that is actually what is the problem. We're not questioning the basics. I'm not saying it shouldn't be or it should be, but we're actually giving away our power and human autonomy in this era to big tech companies and to algorithms, like it has never been seen before. Maybe someone else?
Kevin had a
Kevin, please.
comment.
Is it okay to make a comment versus asking a question?
Yes, of course. And actually, I shouldn't speak. Other speakers should speak. Maybe some question that you forgot. Okay, please, Kevin.
Yeah, I wanted to do a follow-on to my talk. I didn't have time to present my last slide, which is a slide that shows the actual possibility of. I was asking the question at the end of my talk about whether human emotions were projectable through an AI, and all of the experimentation so far has been unsuccessful. But I think on the horizon, I can see it coming. There's a team at the University of Southern California led by Ted Berger that's been working for the last decade on a chip that replaces human memory. So in other words, it's for people who have Alzheimer's. They've found a way to record onto a biomimetic chip the memories a person has stored in their hippocampus. They cut out part of the hippocampus on monkeys and rats and everything, and then put the chip in, and all the memories come back. And they can also take memories from one rat and put them into another rat. So you can give a rat false memories, allow them to run a labyrinth they've never seen. So this kind of stuff, if memory is transmissible back and forth between a digital chip and the human brain, then theoretically, so would emotions be if you transplant those into the amygdala or some other seat of emotion. And that's where I see a whole new Pandora's box opening up here. If I could give my emotions to a machine, what does that mean?
Yes, that is highly important question, and I think Max has to replicate to.
I'm just extending this idea that was actually introduced by Kevin Warwick in 2002. He had merged two nervous systems of his wife and his own. And his wife is absolutely brave woman. Yeah, tactile, mainly. But that is fantastic. Well, that is my dream, to actually feel someone else's emotions, because we don't feel, we're just guessing on the, well, I mean, on the expression, the facial expression, but actually feel someone else's emotions. That's fantastic. I mean, that's a fantastic option. I would definitely vote for that. I will try that myself.
You know, why
Definitely.
would the robots have emotions? Because they would have empathy towards human beings. So
Yeah.
if we do that, then this can be useful. But this is double-edged sword. So it has both sides to it. But this is the next big thing that, and I'm sorry that guys from OpenAI have not joined our discussion here, because they would be most relevant. I know, Max, that you don't like that everybody mentions these LLMs and ChatGPTs. You're very annoyed by this. But this is a relevant point, because I feel that you know, some group of people is actually determining the future without you know, joining the discussion, or with just making the discussion just to their means and their, you know, how they want to do it. Okay. Anyone else? Maybe Miloš Agatonovic can tell us something. What is your opinion, Miloš? This is my colleague. We work together on papers. And later today, after the cocktail lunch, we're going to have a short discussion with speakers about potential scientific cooperation. So anyone doing research can stay and then present research briefly and do some networking. Yes, Miloš, would you like to tell us what you think about this?
Yes, I have only one short remark to this that we just heard about implementing a chip in a human brain. If we do that, maybe that will cause some damage to human autonomy. And that is a risk. I think that is a great risk for humanity as a whole.
Yeah, but we don't care about risks. It looks as it is that way.
And I'm not sure.
What about robots? What about emotions in robots? Would we do that? Should we do that?
Well, I'm not sure that that is impossible. Only it would be possible if we could make a simulation of human brain that would be exactly the same as the human brain.
Yes, I think Max works on this, and he did something with rats, and the idea is to replicate that in robots. Okay, would you like to say something, Robert?
Yes, I mean, it's great to listen to you talking about risks and the trouble with AI, as if humanity or the human were not one who ruins the earth and causes all the problems. Having your dog on stage, but we're actually killing trillions, zillions of animals every minute. We're ruining the planet, actually. So the human, as we know him or her, doesn't seem to be a perfect entity far from that. So while I'm not proposing we should build emotions or otherwise or chips into the human brain, but definitely, and this is what I was trying to say on stage, we somehow should rethink the world that we have created and the politics by which, through which we're creating or we have created this world. Because again, standing on the position that we're okay, we're pretty fine as we are, change that's risk. We should rethink our 10,000, 2 million years of human history, and whether this 10,000 or 2 million years have been so great. I don't think so.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an interesting thought, because do we really deserve to lead humanity? Do humans really deserve to lead humanity, because they are about to destroy Earth with climate change, etc., etc.?
So to follow up on what Robert said, humanity should lead humanity because it's the same thing. So it's like the question is if it should lead nature. I think that's the main question. So if you want to talk about risk, I mean, the real risk for me is just all history of humankind. Some people will use AI to conquer other people, like even if AGI is possible. Now, if the AGI is possible, we also destroy ourselves, because if I am a super intelligent being and I look at Earth, like Robert said, we are the parasite. We should basically annihilate the parasite. I will do that if we were more intelligent, because we don't stop. So we are not really intelligent. I think whales are more intelligent. They are very peaceful. Maybe they are talking between them and say, let's look dumb, because otherwise they will kill all of us. Same with elephants. If you have seen elephants, they don't even kill insects. We kill a lot of animals. So what is intelligence? I think we came from the chimpanzee, and that's why we are so aggressive. But we are not that intelligent. So we lack a lot of intelligence. So we have a lot of biases saying that we're intelligent, we don't care about risk. And this is conversation so dangerous that it's not about slowing down, it's about changing things, like Robert said.
Thank you, Rick. Yes, please. Maybe Kevin wanted to add something. Yes, yes, Max.
I just want to answer about the chips and the brain and the damage. And so the problem is that huge, that 1 billion people all around the world having neurological conditions, and that is more than users of iPhone. And we are just looking at them, and I got this slide. I just missed that because I'm going to have a speech about that on Friday mainly. But the idea is we're having neural networks. We're talking about AI, and we have 1 billion people with problem with neurons. Why don't we use neurons from artificial neural networks to help those people? And they having problem. Those people, they are suffering. Those are strokes, for example. Those spinal cord injuries. Those are pulses. They eager to put any electronics in their bodies to start working and living normal life. That's what the problem we are facing, to be honest. They want to put anything in their brain, in their body, to start living normal life. That's the problem. That's a huge problem that we're trying to address with the chips, with the electronics, and we're capable of helping those people. That wasn't the topic of this particular talk, but
yes, it is the topic. Actually, this is open discussion.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Anyway.
That's I mean that I've presented just yet.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Please pass the mic. Pass the mic to
Thank you to all the speakers. And my biggest take for today is actually that very great talk about logos. And for me, the self-discovery is logos is actually about judgment. And we as people, we always evaluate, equals judge everything around us. As individuals, groups, we judge and judge and judge. And even our speech, whatever, is judgment. And now we're in a very unique situation when there might be something else to judge us quite soon, or maybe already, if you believe this, one of the speakers. So we are in the situation when we are not on basically the top of the pyramid, and we are, maybe there's something else, we don't have the monopoly for judgment. Maybe. And this is very new for us.
Okay, Robert will add thing, and then we can grab some food. Yeah.
This is an interesting thought, because I think there are a lot of entities who judge us, except that we oppress them. So ask the dog of Ljubisa. I am pretty sure she judges us, except we don't take any notice of that judgment, some of which we don't even recognize as having the ability to judge, some of which we don't even recognize that they exist, like the bacteria and virus, until COVID strikes, and until viruses create worlds, and in some cases kill people. And so I think this discussion about AI and AGI is partly overstated, partly understated. Overstated in the sense that there are other AIs or AGIs around us, except we don't take notice of them. And the other is our deepest fears, as you have expressed, that we will lose what I said, sovereign power over being able to oppress, repress, and in many cases kill all others that doesn't accept our sovereignty. So I think the question is rather, can we give up sovereign power to somehow enter into politics with other non-humans? And that does not only mean non-human living beings, because we're also killing other entities, rocks, sediments. We're extracting material from the earth. So again, we're doing a lot of harm. And I think AI and Emerge is also a call to rethink all these.
Sounds like you do.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. I would like to conclude now with these smart thoughts. It is about rethinking us as humans and our relationship to environment. This is what Emerge is about, and I thank you for taking part. I invite you to join the cocktail lunch now. And afterwards, any researchers interested in presenting shortly their research and discussing with speakers can stay here in an hour, right? At 3 o'clock, so we're going to have a small gathering here. Researchers can present their work and then discuss and network with speakers. And there is a dinner afterwards, and we have a few more slots. So you know, anyone interested can approach me, and we can add to the list. So, and after the dinner there is a party, and everyone is invited. So Dvorištance is the name of the club in Cetinska Street, and we are going to be there at the game over party soon. So let's rock the rock and enjoy the discussion, networking. Thank you very much for coming to the Emerge 23.